What's up, dudes? I'm the Dominicator, and in this video I'm gonna hypnotize you to freeball. As in all of my videos, you'll be asked to leave a comment at the end while hypnotized, so go ahead and log into an account that you can use for that. Mute any distractions, and continue when you're ready to get hypnotized. Alright, dudes, to begin I just want you to look at the dot in front of you. And as you watch that dot go back and forth, the more that you do so, the more that it just seems to relax you. And I just want you to take in a nice and even a deep breath in, and as you breathe in, feel all of the stresses and tensions inside of your body. And as you breathe out, just relax those stresses and tensions. And the more that you simply watch that dot as it goes back and forth, with each and every single swing, it relaxes you more and more. And at the same time, you might feel some heaviness in the eyelids. Heaviness in the eyelids as the dot goes back and forth. And it seems to lull you along. And as it goes back and forth, you might even feel a swaying motion inside of the body, but swaying motion inside of the mind as well, as the very mind seems to just go back and forth as your eyes follow that dot. And as they follow the dot, and they become even more tired with each and every single swaying motion. And at the same time, as you listen to the sound of my voice, it may even seem as if each and every word that I say is like a little tiny drip drop of relaxation and a pleasantness that drips down and drops down on top of the mind. And that just feels so good. So good to feel that wonderful and relaxing and pleasant feeling. And at the same time, you feel a wonderful and a warm, a dominant and a masculine tone from the sound of my voice that just wraps around you, just like a blanket. And that just feels so good. So good to feel that, and so good to feel that masculine dominance as it wraps around you. And the more that you listen, the better that you feel. The better that you feel, and the deeper that you go into a deeply relaxed state of mind. And such a relaxed state of mind that the eyes could just shut down all by themselves in just a moment. And in just a moment, I'm going to snap my fingers and I'll say the word sleep, and when I do, those eyelids are going to drop down, they'll shut down all by themselves. And at the same time, the mind is going to shut down, the body is going to shut down and drop down and sink down into an even deeper, even more relaxed state of mind, and go loose and limp, just like a rubber band. As the mind goes loose and limp and relaxes, and completely opens up to the sound of my voice. And as you drop down in just a snap, it's going to feel so good to release all that stress and all that tension in the body and in the mind. It's going to feel so good that it'll be exactly what you want to do, just to go down, to drop down, to sink down, and to shut down into that deeply and totally relaxed state of mind. Now taking a nice and even a deep breath in, and now, sleep, sleep. Just sleep as you go down and drop down into an even deeper and even more relaxed state of mind. A state of mind in which all that you want to do is just to listen to the sound of my voice, because it just feels so good. It just feels so good to feel that wonderful, warm, and masculine dominant tone as it wraps around the surface of your mind. Man, the more that it does so, the more that you can also feel a magnetic and a pulling sensation from it as it takes you down even further, as it drops you down even further, as you feel the heaviness and the weight from the sound of my voice taking you down, dropping you down even further and even faster into that wonderful and deeply and totally relaxed state of mind. It just feels so good that all you want to do is just to listen to the sound of my voice, just to listen to and take in each and every suggestion, each and every command that I give you. That just feels so good, just to take in those suggestions. And the more that you do so, the better that you feel. And the more that you take them in, the more that you just want to follow them. And the more that you do follow them, the more that you just want to take in suggestions. It just feels so good to have a dominant male presiding over you. It's exactly the state of mind that you want to be in. All that you want to do is just to slip down, to go down, to drop down, even further and even faster under that influence. And it feels just as if you have a big brother figure, a coach, a mentor. And that's exactly what it feels like to have a master. to have a dominant male who can tell you exactly what it is that you need to do in order to get into a better state of body, a better state of mind, a state of mind which is so much more at ease and at peace and comfortable and relaxed. And that's all that I want you to do, is just to relax so deeply that you can take in that good and that positive masculine influence. And the more that you do so, the better that you feel. And the more that you do so, the more that you learn yourself to become a more masculine and a more dominant dude. And that is something that just feels so good to feel. And it's so good to have a master who can tell you exactly what it is that he wants you to do. And it helps you to relax even further and even faster, to go down even deeper, and just relax to the sound of my voice, and to sink even further and even faster into that dominance. And to feel the magnetic and the pulling sensation from the sound of my voice even more so. And to feel even as that masculinity begins to move through the airwaves and is carried on my words as it goes right in through your ears and right into the mind, sinks down all the way into the unconscious mind, and becomes a part of you. It just feels so good just to listen to the sound of my voice as you can feel it shifting and changing and shaping your very mind as it makes you into an even better dude yourself. And that just feels so good to feel. That it becomes all you want to do, just to listen to the sound of my voice as you sink down, go down, drop down even deeper into it. And as you do sink down, go down, drop down even deeper into the sound of my voice, I just want you to picture and to imagine, to visualize that right now as you do sink down even deeper, and even as you do feel so comfortable and so relaxed all throughout the body that something special is happening to you right now. That there is a pair of underwear, a pair of invisible underwear that's around you, and that is tightly around your skin. And then with each and every word that I say, that it's becoming tighter and tighter. It's becoming tighter and tighter with each and every word that I say. And it's beginning to become a bit uncomfortable, a bit confining, and a bit restricting, and it is beginning to heat up. And the more that it shrinks onto you, and the more that it binds you, the less and less comfortable that part of the body feels. But in a moment, I'm going to snap my fingers. When I do that, underwear is simply going to disappear. It's going to vanish entirely, completely and totally. And when it does, you'll feel a completely and totally freeing feeling, a completely and totally liberating feeling, a wonderful feeling of freedom, a wonderful feeling of freedom from that confinement. And that's just going to feel so good that you'll be able to open up your body, to open up your posture, and to be able to spread your legs apart, and to be able to lean back and even take up more space, and to feel even better. In a moment, I'm going to snap my fingers when I do, and that underwear is just going to disappear in an instant. Man, you'll feel so much better when it does, and you'll be able to sink down, to go down, to drop down even deeper into that wonderful state of relaxation. And now that underwear is gone, completely and totally gone. It's completely and totally vanished, and now you can just relax even more deeply. Go down even further and even deeper into this wonderful and deeply and totally relaxed state. And that's exactly how it feels to let that underwear just go. And that's exactly how it feels to freeball. That's exactly how it feels to wear shorts or to wear pants. And whatever it is that you might wear without any underwear at all. And you might imagine wearing some very comfortable and athletic shorts without any underwear at all. And the feeling of that material against the surface of your skin is so smooth and so silky that you don't even need that underwear at all. That you don't feel the restricting or the confining feeling of the underwear on the surface of your skin at all, but that instead you feel the cool and the clean, the crisp air around you. And it's such a nice and such a wonderful sensation just to feel that feeling of liberation. That's all that you want to feel. And there's that wonderful feeling of liberation, that wonderful feeling of freedom, that wonderful feeling and just knowing that you can move around so much more easily and that you can be comfortable And in fact, it feels so comfortable that after a while you might not even think about it at all. Then all of your focus and all of your attention just goes outward into the world around you. And you can just so easily focus on whatever it is around you and in front of you. And even if your attention and your focus should be drawn back towards where your underwear was, then all that you'll feel is a cool and a crisp, a good sensation of that feeling of freedom, of there being nothing there at all, nothing there to confine you, nothing there to restrict you. And the feeling of the ease of movement and the fluid motions that you can make, moving your legs, being able to open up your posture and to spread your legs apart, and feeling that nice and that cool and crisp sensation. And that just feels so good. And it becomes so easy just to allow your mind to wander and to think about anything else at all. And it becomes so comfortable that you aren't even conscious of it at all, and especially not socially conscious of it. And you might be surrounded by people, and they don't know at all that you're not wearing underwear. They wouldn't be able to tell at all. But even if they could, it wouldn't matter at all. Because you just feel the feeling of comfort and the feeling of ease so much, that cool and that crisp, that nice sensation so much, that it doesn't even matter at all what other people think around you. And that just by feeling that good and that positive, that cool and crisp sensation, that gives you enough of a reason to go freeballing all by itself. And even if they asked you about it, it wouldn't matter at all. Even if they knew, it wouldn't matter at all, because you have such good reasons for doing it. And that all that you have to do, if and when they ask about it, and that's just to give them your good and your positive reasons for doing it. And that's all that you would have to do. And that's something that feels more comfortable as well, just to tell people about it, and to be honest about it as well. You don't have to hide the fact at all that you're not wearing any underwear. And all you have to do, if anybody should ask, is just to tell them so. And when you do that, you find that you can just so easily describe and explain why it is that you go freeballing, that you can give them all the good and all the rational reasons why you do it, all the good and the positive sensations that you feel. And you'll find that you can make a good case for it. And just the act of being honest with the people around you who might ask whether or not you're wearing any underwear at all. And just by being honest, that is a kind of feeling of liberty as well. That's a kind of feeling of freedom as well. And that's a feeling that's just like not wearing any underwear. And it's just like that same feeling. And it's a feeling of just being free and just being open and not having any secrets about it at all. And it's a feeling that you can just be honest with the people around you because you just feel so comfortable. And even if the people around you should judge you, it doesn't even matter at all. As you see that whenever you tell people about it, then it's a kind of test of sorts. And it's a kind of test to see whether or not you're around judgmental people. And the way that they react is their way of telling you exactly who they are. And it's a way that you can see and that you can determine whether or not they accept you for who you are. And that's a good thing. And that's a good thing to do. And by being so open about it, and who knows, you might be able to turn them around to your side as you explain all the good and all the positive aspects of freeballing. And if you want to make an even better case for it, then all you have to do is just draw their attention to the underwear that they are wearing, just in the same way that I did to yours. And you might even talk about the confining and the tight feeling of underwear, and how it seems to be shrinking more and more on them, the more that you speak about it. And that it has a heat about it and a way of confining and restricting the movement. Man, how good that it would be if that underwear weren't there at all. And how good that it would feel if it were just to vanish in an instant, and just to be replaced by the cool and the crisp air around them. How good that would feel just to completely and totally disappear, and to be replaced by nothing. To allow them to open up their posture and feel even better. That would be a good feeling. And that's an image that you can paint that might turn them around over to your side at least, or to get them to accept your reasons for freeballing. But who knows, you might even get them to do it as well. And that would be even better. And the more that you think about how that interaction would play out, the more that you can feel a feeling of empathy for other guys that you talk to about it, and a feeling of wanting to share in that coolness and that crispness, that openness and that freedom of not wearing any underwear at all. And the more that you want other guys, other dudes to try it out and to adopt that kind of lifestyle, that would just feel so good to be able to copy that onto other guys. And the more that you think of it, the more that you feel a feeling of wanting them to experience that freedom, wanting them to experience that lack of confinement, and wanting to go through life with that feeling of comfort and of peace and of ease, and that feeling of openness and of honesty. Well, that just feels so good that you can already feel inside of yourself a desire to want to influence them, to change them for the better. And the more that you think of it, the more easily that you can imagine convincing or persuading other dudes to do exactly that, and to make a case for freeballing, to make a case for it, and to describe exactly how confining and how tight that underwear is, and how much more freeing and open and cool and crisp the air is around them, and how much better than it would feel if they weren't wearing any underwear at all. And that is just such a good feeling to have for yourself that you want for other dudes to experience that as well. You want for other guys to freeball. And so, each and every time that the subject happens to come up, then you might find yourself trying to persuade, trying to convince that other dude to freeball. And all you have to do is just to paint that picture of exactly what that underwear feels like, and how good that it would feel to be without it, and how there's no judgment at all. No judgment at all about whether or not they're wearing underwear. And that the feeling of comfort and of freedom is so much better than anything it is that they get from that underwear, then it would be worth trying at least once. And you know that if they try at least once, that they'd be able to experience that coolness and that crispness and that openness. And then it's something that would be such a good and such a positive experience that they might end up adopting it for themselves. And that would be such a good thing. Such a good thing just to know that you were able to influence other dudes in that way. And that would feel just so good. So good to encourage other dudes to go freeballing. That becomes exactly what it is that you want to do. That becomes exactly what it is that you want to do. And the more that you think of it, the more that you can feel a feeling of that desire, a feeling of excitement, and a feeling of anticipation of being able to spread this good and that positive feeling around in the world. That just feels so good. And you can feel an anticipation for wanting to do exactly that. Now in a moment, I'm going to count you up, back up into the waking world. And then, whenever I do bring you all the way back up into the waking world, then I want you to leave a comment on this video. I want you to leave a comment that says, I'm a freeballing dude. And I want you to leave a comment that says, I'm a freeballing dude. And whenever you do leave that comment, then you're going to feel a good, a wonderful, a positive feeling of knowing that to be the complete and absolute truth. And that whenever you do go freeballing, that you're going to feel a feeling of peace, a feeling of ease and of comfort and of freedom, and that you'll allow the posture in your body just to open up, and that you'll feel a wonderful and a masculine, even dominant feeling that courses and surges all throughout your entire body each and every single time that you do so. And you'll feel the good and the positive sensations of the air around you, and that's just gonna make you feel so good. So good that you'll prefer it over wearing underwear as much as you can. And if you like freeballing, then I want you to like this video as well, and subscribe if you haven't. Now I'm going to count from 1 to 3. And as I count from 1 to 3, then you're going to feel a lifting and a rising motion, a feeling of energy coming back into the body and back into the mind. And when I reach 3, I'm going to snap my fingers and say the words wide awake. And then when I do, then you'll come all the way back into the waking world. You'll leave that comment and like and subscribe if you haven't already. But now, well, beginning with 1, as you begin to come up to rise up to lift back up into the waking world. Man, 2, coming up even further and even faster, feeling so good as you do so. And now 3, eyes open and wide awake. Alright dudes, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and check out Dominicator.com to visit my t-shirts or commission a video, to check out my digital downloads, or to leave a tip. Catch you later, dudes.